commissioners, Jessica Palota, Potental, Abolin, the mayor of Mayor Rispendi.
Yes.
So you're really making such a great name for us here in the city, and you're making the Filipino proud. So maraming salamat.
Salamat din po.
And congratulations also to you on your upcoming Philippine Independence Day celebration. On June 12th, you're of course the president of the idea.
Papa, yes.
And I'm hearing that we are about to witness again another very successful celebration of the Independence Day. So maraming salamat, Fred. Yeah. And so I was thinking, no, but before I go any further, Fred, so what are your plans, incoming planning commissioner again for the city of Carson?
I just want to do what I can to to continue to serve and to represent our community as best as I could. But I've actually already been a commissioner for the last 2 years. In the past, as a public relations commissioner. Obviously, that's quite different from what the planning commissioner would entail. But at this point, being that I just got officially sworn into the planning commission yesterday, what I'd like to do is I really want to learn from the rest of the commission, and find out how best I could continue that service to our community. I mean, I've lived in the city of Carson for the last just about 16 years now, in in the South Bay, Los Angeles area for the last 23 years, and in that time, I've done what I could to serve in whatever capacities that I'm able. So I just see this as kind of the next step in my journey in community service. Yes.
Maybe you have plans for a higher office in the future.
That's not on my plate right now, but I mean, if what my friends and I say is barangay captain po. No, I mean.
Please educate me, Fred. What do you do as a planning commissioner?
It's really helping the city grow. Basically, po, I mean, the city of Carson, we actually just celebrated our 60th year as a city. Yes, and very recently we changed into a charter city, so that brought about a number of different significant changes within the city. One of the biggest of which is that we are now a district. We now have district elections, whereas in the past all of the city council members were at large. Now each council member is responsible for their own specific district. So as you can imagine, that brings with it, just within city council alone, a lot of changes to their rights and responsibilities as council members, and that kind of trickled down as well to the rest of how the city deals with multiple things, including how the city has community events. Obviously, unfortunately, the global pandemic definitely changed things up quite a bit also, but as you mentioned earlier, historically, we've held the Philippine Independence Day celebration here in the city of Carson, and in years past, it would attract 10 to 15,000 attendees all in one space. And former ConGen Adele was definitely a guest in several of those events in the past, and hopefully starting next year and in years following, we will have the honor of your presence gracing our event as well. But yeah, it's wonderful to see our community get together in that sense. But specifically here in the city of Carson po, I'm sure you've already come across this in your research for the position. But as a city, we have roughly about 100,000 population here. It's actually considered to be an all-American city. The city of Carson is. Reason being is we're very diverse, and it's pretty even. So quarter white, quarter black, quarter Hispanic, quarter Asian. Actually, specifically, the API community here is about 27% of the community.
Okay.
Roughly 20% of the total population is Filipino or Filipino American. So that's very sizable. I know in Los Angeles we have historic Filipino town, but in terms of density here in Southern California, I think Carson is definitely up there. And you know, and as a direct result of such a dense Filipino community here, we actually celebrate a number of different Filipino events and activities. You know, June 12th has been proclaimed officially as Philippine Independence Day. July, you know, 4th of July is Philippine American Friendship Day. The June 19th as well as December 30th, actually, both are celebrated as Rizal Day. We do have a Rizal monument here. And then also the entire month of October is Philippine American History Month. And then October 25th is Larry Itliong Day. And you know, it just so happened that over the last decade or so, actually altogether over the last 20 years, but specifically the last decade, I've been, you know, involved in a lot of the community events that celebrate our culture as, you know, as a Filipino American community here, specifically in the city of Carson. So that's definitely something that you know, I'm extremely proud to have had a role and you know, and doing that for our community.
Yeah, really very interesting, and maybe that explains why the Filipino American community in the city of Carson is being really courted by elected officials now that you're being subdivided into districts, right?
Yes, yes, because I mean, you know, the fact that changed things up in terms of how, you know, the elections are basically being, you know, campaigned and how it's ran. You know, that really puts our voice as a community at an even higher premium than it's been in the past. Yes, I completely agree.
So I'm quite sure that in the near future, with the high density of Filipinos in the city of Carson, we might be electing the next mayor in the person of a Filipino American. You know, it could be you.
I mean, if it happens, that's way out in the future.
Yeah, you know, who knows, right?
Thank you,
So,
Pop.
well, anyhow, you know, one of the things I'm thinking of the new Consulate here, Fred, is maybe you could hold some kind of a town hall meeting
Oh, yes.
with the Filipino American communities in Carson, in other parts of California, just for us to talk to you,
Sure.
to our community members, talk to you about recent political, economic developments in the Philippines, talk to you about our services, respond to questions that you may have about what we do. I mean, if you can gather seniors and other members of the community in one afternoon, maybe then we can visit.
Oh, yeah. I can commit to helping you with that, Paul. Actually, I already had a conversation with one of our big leaders here in the community, Mr. Alex Ganglet. He's also another commissioner. And we are definitely of the same mindset to be able to welcome you back to the city of Carson. I know you were here last month for our Defend Our Elders event, but we would love to help you in hosting that town hall for sure. Just give us a date, and we'll take care of everything else, Paul.
Maraming salamat.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I have to commend you again for that very successful Defend Our Elders event that you organized. I think it was very well attended.
Yes.
It got a very positive reception, not just from our community in Carson, but all over California. They loved it. They loved it.
Yeah, and hopefully that's, you know, the plan is for that just to be the first of many, because again, with everything else that's happened, you know, to the greater AAPI community. I mean, we've hosted a rally and a vigil before. Unfortunately, things continue to happen, and actually, just very recently, Steve Angeles just reported that it's happened in Cerritos, which is close to home for us here. You know, that's I think that was timely that we were able to bring the community together and have someone of the caliber of you know, Guru Dayana Anasanto and Ron Baliki and Pamana Kali to help run that workshop. I think that's because I had both of my parents there, and afterwards I asked them if they learned something, and they said it's definitely valuable what the tips that were given. It's very timely, it's valuable, and again, at the end of the day, it's about bringing the community together. It's the Bayanihan spirit, right? Helping ourselves from within. Ultimately, that's the goal.
You know what? It just entered my mind now, Fred. Do you think that we can ask the couple who did that demonstration maybe to come up with a video version of that?
I'm sure they would love to.
Yeah, in a microsite, probably in our website and social media page, with the title just how to defend yourself. But
Yes.
you belong to the area you, right?
Yes, yeah, I'm sure they would be interested in doing something like that. Yeah, let me reach back out, Pop.
Yeah, like a 5 to 10 minute video that we can ask them to do for us, and we can upload it to our website, and we can just keep playing it so that it can be viewed not just by the people in Carson, but everybody.
The greater community, yes.
Yeah. So why don't we send you a letter?
Yes, please.
To that effect, requesting your assistance in asking the couple to maybe give us a video version of their self-defense demonstration. What do you think of that?
Oh, I think that's amazing. Again, having something online on the consulate's website, that really puts that message across to a lot more eyeballs, and hopefully help more people that way. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, so this can be even viewed as a continuation of the program that you initiated, of course.
That would be amazing.
Right? Yeah. Okay. Great. So, here the Consulate Fred. Of course, you know that we have already started also doing financial literacy seminars.
Yes.
And I think you've seen it one.
I've attended it. Yes.
With the pilot episode, and you are with the Mabuhay Credit Union.
Yes,
so I know
sir.
that you're an expert also on financial matters. So maybe one of these days we could invite you to be one of our resource speakers also.
I would love to. It'd be my honor for sure. I've already spoken with Cultural Officer Dolor about that, and I told her whatever you need, I'm in.
Yeah. Because our target audience would be our newly arrived Filipino immigrants. And
Yes.
of course, these people are still groping in the dark,
Mhm.
right, as to where to access to social uses, credit services. So they have to learn a lot. So maybe they can learn a lot from you, being
Yes.
a financial guru that you yourself are to this line, right?
Yes, and actually that's really exciting to hear, Paul, because one of the things that we offer as a credit union, especially for newly arrived immigrants, like you mentioned, instead, obviously, when they arrive, there's zero credit, right? Instead of listing them in the very bottom of the scale, we actually put them as a soft credit in the middle ground. So they're not starting from pretty much a negative. Yeah, they're starting from middle ground. So that, and as a full service institution, we offer deposit accounts, so savings accounts, checking accounts, CDs, youth accounts, and then on the loan side, nagpapautang din po, we offer personal loans, credit cards, auto loans, both new and refinance loans, as well as mortgage loans, purchase, refinance, and home equity lines of credit. So we're full service in that sense, and then we also offer wire transfer as well as cash remittance. So in that sense, we can definitely help anybody that that has anything to do with finance.
Yeah, maybe that's a topic that we can possibly take up in our next installment of our financial literacy
Oh,
seminar.
that would be exciting.
Getting a financial expert like you. So I will ask Josh here, the who's with me here now.
Yes.
So Dolor, to coordinate with you.
Yes,
and,
please.
Deputy Consul General and CISO, so that we can come up with a lineup of topics and speakers ready.
Very nice.
Right?
Well, for full disclosure, po, DCG Ambo is one of our credit union shareholders.
How does one become a shareholder?
Well, basically, if you open a savings account, you're a shareholder, and we were able to assist DCG with his car purchase a couple years ago. So yeah,
Okay. I could also make a deposit and become a shareholder?
Oh, we would absolutely welcome that po. I mean, at the end of the day, a credit union here in the U.S. is similar to the cooperatives in the Philippines. So depositors are the ones that are funding the loans po. So yes, we would absolutely welcome you to be one of our shareholders po.
You know what you can do is to also give you like separate airtime, just to talk about services that
Yes.
your credit union offers, because you're open to all members of the Filipino American community, right?
Yes, yes,
Right?
absolutely.
And I think they'll be happy to know that even if they have zero credit history yet, then you can actually help them,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
That would be exciting, and at the end of the day, it's of service to the community. So I mean, like one of the things that I'm proud to have had a chance to do also in the past was, on the subject of financial literacy, I was able to actually work with Labat Army. When she first moved here, we were able to assist in organizing a financial literacy seminar for Filipino workers. And I would welcome any opportunity to work with the consulate, obviously to yourself and the rest of the consular staff, again, in service of our community po.
That's great. So I'm excited already.
Thank you.
Brett, to be working with you and Mabuhay Credit Union. I know that we can do a lot of things
Yes,
for our fellow Filipinos, not just in the city of Carson, but across Southern California.
for
So I'm
sure.
looking forward to working with you, Fred.
Maraming salamat po. And again, I mean, Ate Dolor already knows this about me, but whatever I can do to help, please let me know. I am at your service po.
Okay, great. So on my next visit to the city of Carson, I'll be opening an account video.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
please do. And I mean, I'd love to give you a tour that just to give you a sample po. That's the Mindanaoan Maharlikans in my office here. I'm from Cagayan City, but we do have the Philippine Masters collection here in the city po, and at the credit union. So I'd love to give you a tour of what we have to offer here.
So we'll try to schedule it maybe after our Independence Day celebration.
Yes, I know it's a busy time.
Okay. Great. Maraming salamat, Fred.
Maraming salamat po. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, thank you. Have a great day.
All right, yes po. Thank you. Bye.